In this video, I want to talk about the tech items that I use every day to stay productive and to stay connected. The first item on my list is not a smartphone. Over the past years, my iPhone has become more and more of a distraction to me. And when the screen cracked some time ago, I was wondering whether I could maybe entirely go without one. So I tried, and it turned out well for me. And since then, I basically don't use a smartphone anymore. Mine is on a charger in a drawer, and it stays there basically all the time. If it's not a smartphone, what is the first device on my list then, you might ask? Well, it's this Apple Watch Series 4. This device for me has replaced my smartphone completely, and it basically never leaves my wrist, except for charging and the occasional YouTube video. I use it for everything that's kind of urgent. I use it to take and make phone calls, to reply to messages and emails using Siri, dictation and Scribble. I use it for tracking, for sleep tracking, activity tracking and also time tracking using the Timey app. And finally, if I really have to, there is also a hidden web browser that you can access through the Shortcuts app on your Apple Watch. And I actually do use this from time to time, because there are really quite a few times when I only leave the house with this Apple Watch. In addition to the Apple Watch, I basically always carry this pair of AirPods Pro. I use them to listen to music, podcasts, and also to take and make phone calls through the Apple Watch. Sometimes when I sit down for proper work, I also use these on video conferences and occasionally also to listen to music on the couch. The third device on my list is this iPad Pro from 2020. I basically use it for every job that's too big for the Apple Watch. So for longer video conferences, for replying to emails that need a little bit of a more extensive response, for proper conversations on text messages or something like that, and of course also for work. Mostly using Notion, but also a lot of other tools. For me, personally, the iPad Pro has proven itself to be a device that can replace almost all other devices. And this is the cellular version, so when I'm on the go with this, it's also always connected to the internet, and I don't need to carry a phone at all. Even for some of the work things that I do day to day, this iPad Pro has proven to be a good replacement for my MacBook Pro, especially together with the smart keyboard case. Now when I'm on the go, I usually carry the iPad in the smart keyboard case, like this, and then when I have some proper work to do, I will take it out and I will actually work on the thing on the go, but also at home. Having said all of this, is the iPad Pro not a little bit clunky as a mobile device that you take almost everywhere? Well, yes, I agree. And I am actually carrying the iPad Pro around in this sort of messenger bag that I take when I go out somewhere and I suspect that I might need to do some proper work. But for me, the slight clunkiness of this solution is actually a really big upside. In the past, when I was starting to get mildly bored, I would just take out my phone from my pocket because it was so convenient. And sometimes I would just start scrolling on Instagram pointlessly. With this setup, all of this is gone. The Apple Watch is too inconvenient because it's too small to do this kind of stuff. It's really good if you want to do some quick, urgent things, so the things that are important and that you actually need to get done, you can do on the Apple Watch only. But the things that are just pointless scrolling are a little bit too annoying to actually do. For things that are a little bit more work, you gladly take out the iPad Pro and work on a bigger screen, on a bigger keyboard, and then get the work done quicker and more efficiently. Then again, it's a little bit too clunky to just pull out of your pocket when you get a little bit bored and scroll on Instagram. So for me personally, this iPad Pro is actually the perfect compromise between mobility and a little bit of clunkiness that prevents me from dropping into these infinity pools and losing so much time while just being slightly bored. The fourth item on my list is this Anker USB-C hub. I like this particular one because it gives you another USB-C pass-through data port. So you can actually just keep using all your USB-C accessories while this is connected to your iPad. In addition, you get two normal-sized USB 3 ports. And on the other side, you get USB-C power delivery, so you can charge your iPad even while this is connected. You get an SD card, a micro SD card slot, and an HDMI port to connect the whole thing to a screen. Now when I'm on the go, I will be carrying this iPad Pro to do some proper work, have the Apple Watch on my wrist, and in addition to that also carry these AirPods Pro. Eventually, all of these devices will need to be charged. For that, I also use this USB-C hub. And on top of that, the power adapter that came with the iPad, so Apple's standard 18-watt power adapter. Now, of course, you could use power adapters that are smaller than this and also deliver more power, which would be great. But for my purpose of charging stuff overnight, this is actually really sufficient, and I don't see why I would spend the money for anything else. So what I would do then is I would take this 18-watt power adapter and I would connect it with the USB-C cable to the USB-C power delivery port of the Anker USB-C hub, which then I would connect to the iPad Pro, again using USB-C. And then finally I would connect the Apple Watch and the AirPods Pro to the dock with the according cables, and then charge all the tech I use every day through one power adapter through the night. This concludes my list of the 4 tech items that I use every single day. If you want to see more videos about how I use these devices throughout the day, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and stay up to date. If you liked this video in particular, and maybe the approach to go completely without a smartphone, I would like to ask you to hit the like button below. And I would love to know what you guys think about not using a smartphone at all and basically going Apple Watch only on the go. Do you think you could do it? Let me know in the comments below. With that, I wish you all the best for your day and see you in the next video.